Triple H to turn current world champion heel at WWE WrestleMania 41 with two huge returns? Exploring the possibility. As WWE's chief content officer, Triple H has overseen many shocking moments, from CM Punk's return in 2023 to John Cena's recent heel turn. With WrestleMania 41 on the horizon, the game has the chance to shock fans once again. One of the marquee matches heading into WrestleMania 41 is IYO SKY versus Bianca Belair for the Women's World Championship. While this contest is currently a one-on-one bout, many are expecting former champion Rhea Ripley to join the match and make it a triple threat. This past Monday on Raw, fans got a taste of how all three women perceive each other, as both Ripley and Belair physically dismissed Sky as an afterthought before the champion slapped both women to remind them that she is the one holding the gold. With the genius of the Sky not wanting to play third wheel, the Japanese star may look to retain her title in the potential triple threat match at Mania by resorting back to her old heelish acts and using some underhanded tactics. One way she can do this is by having her damage control teammates, Asuka and Kairi Sane, return and aid her in retaining the gold. Notably, the Kabuki Warriors are currently out of action due to their respective injury-related issues, with Triple H having booked Ripley and Belair as big fan favorites. Any cheap method used by IYO SKY to gain a win over them in the potential triple threat match will be seen as a heel move by the WWE Universe. That said, the angle is speculative at this point. IYO SKY sends a message to Triple H after her huge title win. IYO SKY's victory over Rhea Ripley earlier this month was certainly one of the most shocking in recent Raw history. Following her women's world title victory, the genius of the Sky took to her X account and thanked Triple H for having faith in her abilities. That IT will be interesting to see how the Damage Control member fares in her title defense at the showcase of the Immortals in Las Vegas. Top AEW star finally breaks silence on cheeky shot at WWE legend Triple H. WWE's chief content officer, Triple H, is one of the biggest names in professional wrestling. AEW star and former international champion Will Ospreay has addressed his shot at Triple H from last year. During a Pro Wrestling Eve Multiverse Rumble event, a non-canon Rumble match took place where some interesting characters were present. Anita Vaughn played WWE's CCO Triple H's character, which led to a face-off with AEW star Will Ospreay. The aerial assassin hit Anita with a pedigree, which made rounds on social media. Last year, during the WrestleMania 40 weekend, Triple H seemingly took a major shot at Will Ospreay, claiming he wasn't up for the grind in WWE and passed on the offer to ink a deal with All Elite Wrestling. Will Ospreay did fire back on the game on an episode of Dynamite. In a recent interview on the Insights podcast with Chris Van Vliet, Will Ospreay revealed he saw Anita dressed as Triple H and planned to do the pedigree spot, only in a humorous way. I was doing some stuff with Pro Wrestling Eve, and they do this thing called the Multiverse Rumble, and everybody dresses up at characters. Somebody dressed up as Triple H and walked in. I looked and went, I got to do it now, haven't I? It's funny. If anyone doesn't think it's funny, I can't tell you what your humor is, but my humor is, this is hilarious. I'm going to do it. Will Ospreay wants a rematch against Jon Moxley in AEW. Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay faced off in NJPW a couple of years ago. The Death Rider member came out on top against the aerial assassin. However, the match was ended due to a referee botch. During the same interview, Ospreay claimed it was a false finish and revealed Moxley was one of the main reasons behind his AEW signing. It was a S***T finish because the referee F*** it up. It was meant to be a straight up 1, 2, 3, and Moxley said, kick out. So I said okay, but the referee still counted 3. For me, there's meat on that bone. Ospreay said, I've openly said he's actually one of the main reasons I wanted to come to AEW. We will have to wait and see if Will Ospreay challenges Jon Moxley for the AEW World title in the upcoming months. Top WWE star responds to Triple H's message after becoming double champion. A WWE superstar has responded to Triple H's congratulatory message on X following a massive victory tonight. At NXT Roadblock, Stephanie Vaquer picked up a big win over her real-life best friend, Julia. With the win, Vacker has become the first ever double NXT Women's and NXT Women's North American Champion. Shortly after Stephanie's victory, she received a message from WWE CCO Triple H. Triple H heaped big praise on Stephanie Vacker following her win over Julia. She has now responded to the post with the praying hands and fire emojis. As can be seen below, Stephanie Vacker almost debuted on the main roster upon her WWE arrival. She recent. Seth Rollins declares CM Punk his biggest rival and that he loves Roman Reigns in a recent interview on Up and Adams with Kay Adams. Rollins was asked who he despised more between Punk and Reigns. Seth Rollins recently spoke about his intense rivalry with CM Punk and Roman Reigns following their chaotic clash at WWE Royal Rumble. The three superstars were involved in a heated brawl during the closing moments of the men's match. As Rollins and Reigns battled to eliminate each other, CM Punk seized the opportunity and took them both out. However, his victory was short-lived as Logan Paul ultimately defeated him. Seth Rollins recently spoke about his intense rivalry with CM Punk and Roman Reigns following their chaotic clash at WWE Royal Rumble. The three superstars were involved in a heated brawl during the closing moments of the men's match. As Rollins and Reigns battled to eliminate each other, CM Punk seized the opportunity and took them both out. However, his victory was short-lived as Logan Paul ultimately defeated him. Seth Rollins has lifted the lid on the reasons behind his dislike of CM Punk. The duo have been at odds since Punk returned to WWE at Survivor Series 2023 and looks set to meet for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 40 before a torn triceps muscle sidelined the Second City Saint. For over 6 months, that CM Punk and Seth Rollins reignited their feud in late 2024 and made history when headlining the debut of WWE Raw on Netflix, held at Los Angeles' Intuit Dome on January 6, 2025. Speaking during a recent appearance on The Maggie and Perloff Show, the former Shield member opened up about his strained relationship with CM Punk, noting that both men have different perspectives on their relationship. There is a lot of personal history there between me and CM Punk, and different perspectives. He's on a different side of and is 10 years older than I am. He sees our relationship a lot different than I did. It's been very interesting to kind of lay all of this out to the world because I think people see it from both sides, especially someone who might be a fan of CM Punk. They root for him and want him to come back and long for him to come back to WWE. Then you hear the side of the people who he sort of stepped on along the way with no apology and no remorse. You start to hear that and ask questions about whose side am I really on here? Who is a good guy and who is a bad guy? I think that's what makes it interesting for me. It's been an interesting time and year to lay all of that out, stuff I've kept inside for a long time. You see it pop out here and there in little interviews. Now I finally get a microphone and be able to unload on the guy. The truth is the truth, and sometimes it hurts. Seth Rollins names Dream WrestleMania 41 opponent. After being eliminated from the Royal Rumble by CM Punk on February 2nd, Seth Rollins attacked both the voice of the voiceless and Roman Reigns in a stunning assault at ringside. Seth Rollins will compete in a men's Elimination Chamber qualifying match next week on WWE Raw. He will face former Universal Champion Finn Balor in a singles match. However, wrestling veteran Vince Russo does not seem very excited about the two former rivals squaring off once again. The Visionary was present on last night's Raw, where he talked about his goals for the WrestleMania season. However, he was soon interrupted by Finn Balor. They touched upon their history, recalling the Universal Championship match between them years ago at SummerSlam. However, Vince Russo is not impressed with the matchup. The former WWE writer questioned if anyone's even interested in seeing